Welcome back. In this video, we are going to discuss about an important keyword in Java called final. And it says final is the keyword or using which we can restrict the users. Let us see how this is going to happen and why we should restrict the users. So final, as I told, which is going to restrict the user. User in a sense don't think like the number of users. This is going to restrict the user the way by which he is going to use the instance variable. For example, think that you have got a variable pi. Normally pi takes a constant value which is 3.14, and you want to make it sure that nobody is going to change its value, or this variable always store the same value. We can do this. And normally the final is used in three contexts, three different places we can use this. We can use this final with a variable. We can use this final with a method. Even we can use it with a class. So let us see the first one, how we can use the final with a variable. So you think that you have got a variable that cannot change the value, and nobody should change its value. So in that case, you can declare the variable as final. That means it is constant. Let us see an example. So where you can find a class called bike, and we have taken a variable called speed limit, and the speed limit we initialized with a value, and we made it as final. And look at and please remember there is a method run, and we are not worried about this method right now. So let us see the main class where my main method is available, and where I've created an object of the class bike. So obj is the object which I've created, and look at this. I'll invoke the method called run using this object. It will come to this run. But what happened? Where I'm going to change the value of speed limit. So which is going to throw an error. Why? Because I already told very specifically speed limit we have initialized with a value 90, and we are not supposed to change. So try to write like this, which is going to give you a compile time. This is what, if you make any variable as final, you cannot change the value of final variable. It is going to be constant value. Now let us see what is its second use. As I told, this can be used with a method, and when you write any method as final, the meaning is that method cannot be overridden. We cannot overridden that method. Let us see a small example. So again, we have a class called bike, and there is no instance variable, just class name. It has got a single method called run, and we have another method called another class called Honda, which is going to extend bike. It's not abstract class, this is a normal class. And look at this, even the subclass have got the run method, and where I'm going to print running safely with 100 km per hour. There's a message. Now let me write the main class. So the main class, this is entry point where I'm going to create an object of the class Honda. Honda is my subclass, and I'll call the run method in the Honda class. So which is going to invoke the run method in the Honda. So this is run method. Now what happens? There are two methods in the same file, but in different classes. There is a run method in the superclass, and there is a run method in the subclass. But if you look at the run method in the superclass, we told very clearly, or this is very specific, that nobody should override this method. If any subclass try to override this method, which is going to throw a error called compile time error. Because we know when there is a method in superclass as well as subclass with same name, with same parameters, or we call it as signatures, the method in the subclass is going to override the method in the superclass. But superclass can prevent overriding the method in the subclass by making the method in the superclass as final. Now, when I run this, I'll be getting the output as, or the thing is going to be the compile time error. Now, let us see the third use, which is the third context where I can use a final. So, final can be used with a class. So, when I make a class as final, the meaning is you cannot extend it. That means you cannot create a subclass for the given class. When I say class A is a final class, the meaning is nobody can extend. Class B cannot extend class A. Because what is class A? Class A is a final class. So let us see an example where you can find the class as bike and look at the keyword which is final. That means we are not supposed to extend this class. We are not supposed to any no other class is supposed to uh, inherit or make this class as the superclass. Now you can see another class called Honda, and we wrote extends bike. So where there is a method called run, and we are not worried about what this method does at this stage. Let us see the main class where my main method is available, where I'm going to create an object of the class Honda. Small letter Honda is my object. So what it does, which is going to invoke the method called run, it is going to come to this. But to look at the logic wise, everything is same. But the moment your compiler, the control comes across this statement where I've written class Honda extends bike. What happened? Which is going to throw an error, which is going to give you an error. Why? Because we told explicitly, or we told very clearly that the class bike is a final class. That means you cannot extend it. This statement is going to be invalid. So this statement is going to create you know compile time error. Why? Because class Honda cannot extend class bike, because class bike is a final class. So when you say a class is a final, you cannot extend it.